I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good morning, Terra Missildine. Ooh, I like that name. Hey, I'll say it twice. Terra Missildine. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I am amazing. I am here in Western Massachusetts in New England, and it is below freezing at the moment.
Yeah, well, hey, it's mandatory that I offer you that email that I have saved in draft, which is Caribbean Sunshine that I can always send your way.
Thanks so much for rubbing that
in. Terra, please do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my experimentation and risk taking because it often puts me in places where I don't expect, and then new doors and windows always open. So I'm going to offer it to experimentation.
That's wonderful. Who did you learn that from? Is it something your parents taught you?
Well, my mom is very spontaneous. So she's not much for risk, but she definitely is blown around by the wind. So we've lived in lots of different places, and I've learned to adapt really quickly and just, throw everything out there and see what hits. So I'd say I got it mostly from my mom and my upbringing.
Oh, that's amazing. So tell us how it's impacted on the business side of what you do, please.
Oh gosh. So it's had a huge impact on me as an entrepreneur because for almost 15 years, I've been exclusively an entrepreneur with lots of different businesses. So it's really just what do I feel the most passion and drive toward right now, and let's throw something toward it and see if it sticks. So it's gotten me some really amazing opportunities, and I am the one who sees an idea and picks up a torch when no one else will. So sometimes that serves me really, really well, and other times it brings me to the brink of disaster. And either way, I wouldn't trade it because I'm an explorer. That's my archetype. So I love it whether it's danger filled or anything but boring. That's my motto.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. Well, tell us about the businesses that you're currently running right now.
Yeah, so I have a handful of businesses that I still own and operate. The bread and butter one, I would say, is a business that I co-founded with my husband when we were very first married. So that business is going on 13 years old. And it's an eco-friendly cleaning company. And we were actually the first ones here in Western Mass to offer that. So I still serve as the CEO of that company, and that has really, over the years, grown to the point where when I had my daughter a few years ago, I was able to really step away and pursue some of my other passions more heavily. So right after I had my daughter, I started putting together a co-working space with integrated childcare for really ambitious entrepreneurial parents that really felt alone and couldn't do it by themselves. It takes a village to raise a child, and it's even worse when you also are trying to raise a business at the same time. So I ran that for about a year, and it was acquired and moved to the next town over and is now owned by someone else, but I do still rent an office there. So that's where I have my private office.
Wow.
And then I went back to coaching. So in the meantime, I'm developing a really cool idea for sort of gamifying personal development. And that's the business that I'm putting a lot of energy into right now, which is called All in Life.
Wow. And a third wow. I love how everything connects.
There's another one on the horizon that I might mention. We'll see how it goes.
Well, that's good. So you've been doing this for a bit. I love how you've connected everything and it's growing, if you would, organically with the family. That's pretty intriguing how that's happening. Who did you learn? Before I ask, who did you learn? It must be challenging. So is your husband this type of individual as well? Is he like that guy that's going and running and...
No, he's the absolute opposite.
Yeah, so I could imagine.
I fire, he is grounded.
Which is good.
Pulls me back out of the clouds and asks me really uncomfortable, questions about reality, and pulls me back down to where we can actually get something done. So he's really a lone wolf. I am the extrovert So I think we just balance each other out really well. And, when I completely burn myself out or I'm at the edge of oblivion, he's the one that is like, okay, come here. Let me hold you. What can we do? This is not as bad as it seems. Don't panic.
Oh.
He's
So,
the opposite.
so the cleaning business is Beloved Earth, yeah?
Yeah, beloved Earth.
Right. And then there's Cultivate, right?
Yes. Well, Cultivate and Bloom is that co-working space that I mentioned to you that
Okay.
I had for a little over a year, and it's transformed and under new ownership.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. All right. Wow. I'm just trying to keep up with the
I
piece.
know. Well, we're at the same party with that. Sometimes I don't keep up with myself.
I love it. It is your strength. Well, tell us why you will continue to go at the speed you're going at, Tara.
Yeah, so I think I will continue because I love every minute of it. I feel like I'm 36 years old and I feel like I've gotten to live a couple of lifetimes already, and there's just so many that I don't really want to waste any time figuring out how can I make myself love life even more, because I am ridiculously happy, but you always know that there's something out there that can make it even better, right?
Mm,
It's one of the questions that I always ask myself is even in really dark, terrible moments, the question is, how can this be better?
yeah,
You know,
yeah. That's
there's
great.
there's always a way. So,
Tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
yeah, the I would say experimentation is what I've done most consistently, is just honor when I feel driven toward something. Don't just tell myself, oh, it doesn't make sense to do that, or you can't do that because you're already doing all of these other things. I try to give myself permission to be happy. And
Hmm.
sometimes that means letting stuff go. Sometimes it means adding stuff. Sometimes it means feeling totally overwhelmed. So I would say, yeah, it would be trying to give myself permission to live the life I want.
Why would you suggest someone that's listening do exactly that? Of course, the person that lines up with your personality type, right? The person who
Oh,
has these ideas.
that person's probably already doing it. The reason I would want to sell it to the people who aren't is because, like, why? What's the point of doing it? What's the point of doing it any other way? And I realize that there's some people, those that have the engineer kind of personality, or who aren't as driven toward action but more driven toward like accumulating knowledge and wisdom. Even still, if you're not living a life that makes you ridiculously happy, what is the point?
Hmm. Love it. Well, where's the best place for us to connect with you, Tara, to find out what you're doing? Look up the businesses you spoke of.
Yeah, so you can always visit me on Facebook. That's sort of where a lot of the businesses live, All in Life on Facebook. Allin.life is the website. And let's see, those are the two easiest places to contact me.
Wonderful. Well, amazing audience. We are live with Terra Missildine. Hey, do check her out. She gave you her addresses there where you can connect with what's going on. Seems like an amazing opportunity to connect with this young lady. She gets things done, like for sure. For sure.
And I really love getting to know other people and finding out what their lives are up to. So yeah, please, if you feel like you want to chat, let me know.
Wonderful. Well, Tara, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Tara, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Yeah, so I had to think about this one for a little while. My earliest memory is actually being with my mother on the Embarcadero in San Francisco and looking down at the beaches and the sky, and it was so foggy, and the bridge, and it was just really, really cool. But I have a very vivid memory of it.
Now, you said a word that I don't know the meaning of. You said Ambacadario. Is that what you said?
Oh, the Embarcadero. Yeah, it's sort of like a raised walkway with little stone walls on either side.
Oh, sounds amazing. All right,
Sort
all
of like
right.
a bridge. Yeah, it's very cool.
So, how old were you?
I was probably about 3,
Hmm.
early 3.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I think it's because we had had so much transition in my life. We had just moved coast to coast. I was born here in Massachusetts, and we sort of spontaneously moved to San Francisco, and I had just never seen anything like that. The big expanse of horizon with the ocean, and the enormity of everything. I just remember feeling really, really small, like the smallest. I don't think I had ever felt small before that memory, and maybe that's why. But it wasn't scary. It was more like, sort of just that, wow, the world is so much bigger than I knew.
Yeah. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind? I love the idea of you, your borders, if you would, being expanded right in that moment to understand that, as you said in this conversation, you can have more. And even the travels that you've made before to get to that point, it's just intriguing how your mind works in a similar format where you keep reassessing what looks like more by going and seeing more, and then going after it and getting more. So, and again, more isn't that type of, it doesn't seem to be the greedy type of more. It seems to be the one that is aligned with contentment, if you would.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, that's really insightful. Thank you. I actually hadn't connected those two concepts. That's really awesome. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Yeah. So in my childhood, I was pretty much obsessed with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Right.
So it was probably one of their songs.
Yeah, choose one.
Yeah, so probably September.
All right. Wonderful. Well, it's amazing how it connects, right? I mean, Earth, Wind, and Fire, everything that surrounds us, the energy, the thing, even in the earliest childhood memory, if you would, the floor, you're standing there, you're looking at the seas, the wind, it's just amazing. There we go.
Wow. Oh, man, it all comes together, huh?
Wow.
Look at that. This has already transformed me.
All right, Terra, well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more if you would. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Okay, yes.
Terra, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Oh, yes.
You said you're married, right, to that guy that keeps you grounded. Do you have children?
Yes, I do. A 3-year-old daughter named Aria.
Wonderful. Do you believe in God?
I believe that he is real and respectable by millions of people, so who am I to say?
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes, I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Definitely.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
It depends on the day. If it's a work day, definitely more than 8. If it's a family or home day or creative day, definitely less.
All right. Terra, after 1,001 conversations in 3 months, I had to get butt surgery. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I came up with this workbook, and it's a self-discovery workbook with the idea of you answer questions that help you connect to your own unique real statement, your mission. So the name of the book is Your Own Unique Real Self, and again, you answer questions similar to these, connect with your mission as you go through that. I'd like to know, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Terra Missildine, what would you say that is?
I would say captain your own adventure.
Wow, I just saw you again standing there at your mother, like the person on the deck, right? Looking over the seas, captaining your own mission. That is wonderful.
That's great. That's what I want for my daughter too. Feel like she can do that.
That's wonderful. Hey, Terra, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Man, I would just like to tell you that you are doing the right thing by listening to these, because this was a pretty awesome, albeit brief, conversation. So keep doing what you're doing and just try to do it even better.
I appreciate that tremendously. Terra Missildine, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you so much, Angel.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.